What's up, basketball family? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we need to have a very serious, very uncomfortable conversation about the Denver Nuggets. Because what we just witnessed in Game 3 of this first-round matchup wasn't just a basketball game. It was a mugging. It was an absolute dismantling. The Minnesota Timberwolves just defended their home court at the Target Center, blowing out the Denver Nuggets 113-96 to take a 2-1 series lead.
But guys, the scoreline doesn't even begin to tell the real story here. We have to talk about the absolute, unprecedented level of disrespect that happened before the game even tipped off.
Listen to this. We all know playoff basketball is mental warfare, right? Usually, players give generic PR answers. We respect them. They are a great team. We just gotta play our game. Blah, blah, blah.
Not Jaden McDaniels. No, Jaden McDaniels woke up yesterday, chose absolute violence, and decided to light the entire state of Colorado on fire. After winning Game 2, McDaniels literally went on the record and called out the Nuggets players by name. He called Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Cam Johnson bad defenders.
I had to read the quote 3 times to make sure it wasn't a parody account on X. He called a 3-time MVP and championship core bad defenders to the media. When reporters asked Cam Johnson about it, all he could say was, "They've just been saying a lot."
Now, normally, when you poke the bear like that, when you call out a championship pedigree team, that team comes out in the next game, drops 130 points on your head, and makes you look like a clown. But that's the craziest part about this Game 3. The Timberwolves didn't just talk the talk, they walked the walk, locked the doors, swallowed the key, and completely suffocated the Denver Nuggets, holding them to just 96 points in a modern NBA playoff game.
If you are a fan of physical, downright disrespectful basketball, hit that subscribe button right now, grab your oxygen tanks, and let's break down exactly how the Timberwolves just broke the Denver Nuggets.
Let's start with the Nuggets offense, or should I say the lack thereof. Coming into this season, the Denver front office made a highly controversial decision. They traded away Michael Porter Jr. to get depth. They brought in guys like Cam Johnson and Tim Hardaway Jr. to space the floor, provide switchability, and give Jokic more reliable shooting targets.
Well, if you go to Denver Nuggets subreddit right now, it is an absolute nuclear meltdown. It is a therapy session for 100,000 angry fans. One user literally posted, "What was the point of trading MPJ for depth when they are completely useless?" And can you blame them? In Game 3, the Nuggets role players were shooting so poorly, they could have solved the affordable housing crisis in Minneapolis with all the bricks they were laying. Clank after clank after clank. It was like watching a construction site in real time. The Timberwolves' defensive scheme, masterminded by Chris Finch, was brilliant. They essentially said, "We are going to let Nikola Jokic do his weird, beautiful, awkward floaters, but we are absolutely putting Jamal Murray and the shooters in a straitjacket."
Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Jaden McDaniels were glued to Murray's hips all night. They were fighting through screens like their lives depended on it. The Timberwolves played defense with such terrifying intensity that somewhere in a dark basement in New York, Tom Thibodeau was probably watching this game, shedding a single tear of joy and violently taking notes. The Nuggets didn't just miss shots, they looked terrified to take them. Cam Johnson looked like he had seen a ghost every time Rudy Gobert stepped out to the perimeter. And when your shooters can't hit the broadside of a barn, the entire geometry of the court collapses on Nikola Jokic. Speaking of the Joker, we have to talk about the man himself. Nikola Jokic is a basketball genius. He is a supercomputer in a 7-foot dad-bod frame. But in Game 3, the Timberwolves made him work harder than a guy trying to fix the ice cream machine at McDonald's. Don't get me wrong, Jokic still had moments where he looked like a god. In fact, we got one of the most insane highlights of the year. Jokic, out of absolutely nowhere, caught the ball in the paint, elevated, and actually put Rudy Gobert on a vicious poster dunk.
The entire internet lost its mind. NBA Twitter exploded. Nikola Jokic poster on Gobert, no way, was trending #1 worldwide. For about 30 seconds, Nuggets fans felt like they were on top of the world.
But then, the broadcast panned back to Jokic. And guys, it was the funniest yet saddest thing I have seen in these playoffs. After that dunk, Jokic looked like he had just run a triathlon in the Sahara Desert wearing a winter coat.
Have you guys seen the viral meme on Twitter right now? Somebody took the screenshot of Jokic bending over, clutching his knees, trying to catch his breath, and put it side by side with that famous meme of Peter Griffin from Family Guy when he hurts his knee and just sits there gasping for air. It is painfully accurate.
The Timberwolves' strategy is crystal clear. Wear the big man down. Make him defend the pick and roll on every single possession. Bump him, push him, make him run the floor. Minnesota's big man rotation of Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns. Wait, sorry, Towns is in New York. I mean Gobert, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid are acting like a three-headed monster designed specifically to exhaust Jokic. By the fourth quarter, Jokic didn't just need a breather. He looked like he needed a horse to ride back down the court on defense. The altitude advantage usually belongs to Denver, but tonight, the Nuggets looked like they were the ones who forgot their oxygen tanks.
While Jokic was fighting for his life in the paint, on the other end of the floor, we were witnessing the absolute ascension of Anthony Edwards. I need everyone to look me in the eyes and tell me that Anthony Edwards is not the closest thing we have seen to a young Michael Jordan. I know, it's a cliche at this point. The internet has been making MJ's son jokes for 2 years now. But watch the tape. Watch the way this kid moves. Watch the pure, unadulterated swagger he plays with.
In Game 3, Edwards wasn't just scoring points, he was stealing souls. He finished the game making Jamal Murray look like he was defending in slow motion. Every time Denver tried to go on a mini run, every time it felt like the Nuggets might cut the lead to single digits, Edwards would come down the floor, look his defender dead in the eyes, smile, and hit a completely disrespectful step-back three.
And you know he is screaming, "Send the video!" every single time he hits the locker room.
What makes Edwards so terrifying right now is that he doesn't just want to beat you, he wants to humiliate you. He feeds off the crowd's energy. Target Center was rocking so loud you could feel it through the television screen. Edwards was waving his arms, hyping up the fans, pointing at the Nuggets bench. He has that ultra-rare alpha energy that completely demoralizes the opposing team. When your best player believes he is the baddest man on the planet, the rest of the roster falls right in line.
And we absolutely cannot ignore the supporting cast, because this is where the memes really write themselves.
Let's give a massive shout out to the new Timberwolves duo, Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Let's be real for a second. When the Knicks traded these guys, the narrative was that New York won the trade. But right now, Julius Randle is out here playing volleyball against Aaron Gordon, dropping 24-point masterclasses and looking like an absolute tank in the paint. He is spinning, he is hitting the mid-range, and he is grabbing contested rebounds over everyone.
Meanwhile, Dante DiVincenzo, the big ragu, is rounding the round screens like a caffeinated squirrel, shooting the lights out of the basketball. Every time Dante hits a three, you can log on to X and see thousands of Knicks fans collectively sighing and staring blankly at their walls.
The depth that Minnesota has assembled is actually terrifying. While the Nuggets are relying heavily on a gassed Nikola Jokic and a struggling Jamal Murray, the Timberwolves have a guy like Naz Reid coming off the bench. Naz Reid, 2 words that strike fear into the hearts of every Western Conference team. The flow of their offense is just so much more dynamic right now. They have multiple guys who can put the ball on the floor, create their own shot, and, most importantly, defend like their hair is on fire.
So, let's circle back to Jaden McDaniels and that wild bad defender's quote. Was it arrogant? Absolutely. Was it disrespectful? 100%. But was it wrong? After watching Game 3, it's hard to argue with him.
Defense 的 NBA 是只是 blocks 和 steals， 是 lateral quickness 交流和怒力。而现在 Denver Nuggets 看起来非常 slow。当 Anthony Edwards 从 Rudy Gobert screen 后下10层时 ，Nuggets 的 perimeter defenders 在 screen 上完全失去 ，Edwards 就在 drop coverage 上大吃大喝。
And when the Timberwolves swing the ball, Denver's rotations are consistently a half second too late. Tim Hardaway Jr. is getting targeted. Cam Johnson is getting outmuscled. Jamal Murray looks hobbled and frustrated.
The Timberwolves didn't just win a basketball game tonight. They planted a seed of massive doubt in the minds of the Denver Nuggets. They looked at the former champions, pointed directly at their flaws, announced it to the entire world, and then physically punished them for 48 straight minutes.
Coach Michael Malone looked like his head was going to explode on the sideline. His face was 3 different shades of purple by the fourth quarter. He called timeouts, he yelled, he threw his whiteboard, but nothing worked. You could visibly see the frustration boiling over for Denver. When you trade away a core piece like MPJ, the margin for error becomes razor thin. And right now, the Nuggets are completely off the rails.
Let's be very clear. You can never, ever count out Nikola Jokic. He is too smart, too talented, and too resilient. He will go into the film room. He will analyze exactly how the Timberwolves are trapping Murray, and he will try to find a counter strategy. Denver still has the pedigree of a champion.
But guys, the alarm bells are ringing in the Rocky Mountains. They are absolutely ringing.
Game 4 is do or die. It is a must-win for the Denver Nuggets. If they go down 3-1 to this young, athletic, hungry Timberwolves team, it is a wrap. Pack it up, book the flights to Cancun, and start getting ready for a very long, very painful offseason.
Minnesota has found the blueprint. Defend like maniacs, exhaust Jokic, let Ant-Man cook, and back up every single ounce as trash talk.
Target Center is going to be an absolute madhouse for Game 4. If Denver doesn't come out swinging, if they don't bring a level of physicality that borders on illegal, the Timberwolves are going to run them right out of the gym again.
Now, I turn the floor over to you guys. I need to hear your hottest takes in the comment section right now.
Jaden McDaniels crossed the line with his trash talk, or do you love the old-school NBA disrespect? Is Anthony Edwards officially the new face of the league? And seriously, what on earth is going on with the Denver Nuggets shooters? Are they actually building a brick mansion in Minneapolis? Drop your thoughts, your memes, and your predictions down below. If you enjoyed this video and love real, raw, emotional NBA breakdowns, make sure you smash that like button. It tells the algorithm to push this to more real hoop fans.
Hit subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our Game 4 reaction, because I have a feeling it is going to be an absolute classic. Thank you all for watching. Keep the basketball debates going, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.